Hey Kaijus, welcome back to my channel. This is Anna, where I do food reviews, nerd reviews, and anything else I would like to add to the channel. Today though is all about Godzilla vs. Kong. So today is March 31st and it is finally out. I actually didn't see it early. I heard a lot of people got to see it a little bit earlier, and plus it's on HBO Max, so you could have watched it a little earlier today. But because I had tickets to go to the Alamo, I really just wanted to wait to see it until tonight. So we had tickets for 6 o'clock at the Alamo Draft House. It's like the first time when it was able to go to the movie theater since before COVID. So it was quite exciting. I really like Alamo. And they have good milkshakes. But anyways, that's beside the point. There are spoilers in my review. So I generally go over some plot points, some things I think about the visuals, and then also the human storylines of a kaiju film, and then some of the kaiju designs. So that's kind of how this review is going to work, so let's get to it. So, plot, pretty self-explanatory. It's Godzilla versus Kong. So the Monsterverse has been setting up these films between movies, and then they've had some comic books, which I actually really do recommend the comic books. I think that the comic books are actually like really good kind of fluff material. You don't have to read them to get to understand the story, but they just kind of flesh out just a little bit of other details in the Monsterverse, so I enjoy the comics. But anyways, I feel like they've done a good job of like setting up the series and just fleshing out the story of not just the people that are involved, but also the kaijus. You know, you learn about Godzilla, then you learn about, King Ghidorah. Well, actually, sorry, you learn about Kong and his movie, The Skull Island, and then you kind of get the biologicalness of it, because I feel like the Monsterverse makes these animals kind of natural. Like they could possibly be part of Earth, and so I really enjoy that aspect. So in this film, it's kind of like been building up to the big fight between Godzilla and Kong. You know, we were leading up to this, and here we are. And I'll go over like my general feelings. I actually did enjoy this film. I really liked it. Is it perfect? No, I mean, I don't think any kaiju film is perfect. I mean, I don't watch these and I don't expect this to win Best Picture. Like that's not why I watch this. I just don't really watch this for the escapism. I've always loved animals, and I've loved like creatures, and I've always loved like monster creature stories. So I think that's why I've always gravitated to Godzilla. I was not always a King Kong fan. I'm not really into monkeys and chimpanzees and primates. Like, they were never my favorite animals growing up. I always like reptiles a little bit more, and like dogs and horses. That's been like my favorite. But I still I appreciate the Monsterverse version of King Kong a lot better. I don't know, I really feel like they really fleshed out his personality. His face is super expressive, and you really kind of get his story without him uttering a single word, but it had to be fight, fight, fight. And so it was interesting, there was some parts of the story that I was just kind of like, well, okay, I'm just gonna believe it because this is a Godzilla film. This is not sci-fi. I mean, this is not a science fiction based purely on science. So some of the parts of the story, I'm just like, I'm here along for the ride. It might not really make any plausible scientific reasoning, but whatever. It's a Godzilla film. Him standing on water doesn't make any sense, but whatever. So I just really enjoyed the film. I'm not gonna go over crazy. I actually felt like before even watching this film, or just based off the first trailer. I actually have only seen the first trailer. I haven't watched any other trailers. I heard that there was one trailer where Mechagodzilla was, but even before I heard that, I told my husband, I was like, there really has to be a third creature. Godzilla and Kong are both so iconic that you really can't have one killing the other off. And so I felt like either they're gonna have a Mecha Godzilla, or they were gonna, like, because in the end of King of Monsters, they had that head of Ghidorah, so I was like, well, maybe they're gonna take it and try to, like, reconstruct it, or, like, regenerate him or something, and then we'd have, like, or make him into a Mecha Ghidorah. So I figured there was some sort of aspect that there was going to be another villain in the story. And so that was my early prediction, and obviously it came true. There was a Mecha Godzilla. And maybe there was some aspect of maybe the skull had, like, the nerve power or brain power, a little bit of Ghidorah. And that's why he went rogue, or maybe the robots started to think, maybe Dune, you know, the what is it, the Butlerian Jihad, is that where the robots, like, took over the humans? Anyways, that's, like, a whole different rabbit hole. So, like, it was, like, interesting. I was like, okay, well, we don't really know what made Mechagodzilla, like, completely go rogue, but it happened. And it was kind of predictable. Like, either they were going to control it, or something else was going to happen with Mechagodzilla. I honestly didn't, I wasn't actually expecting that the whole, like, Mechagodzilla was going to turn. I thought that the villains were just going to use the Mechagodzilla, and then Team Godzilla was going to, like, save the day in some aspect. But I'm Team Godzilla. I've always been Team Godzilla. And, you know, they kind of did split the camp between Team Godzilla and Team Kong, but it doesn't really seem like, it wasn't like Team Kong was, like, angry with Team Godzilla. Like, it sounded like the scientist lady who was Team Kong, she, like, had, like, a healthy respect for Godzilla, but she also was like, I don't know if Kong can beat Godzilla. Like, she's like, I don't know, let's, like, avoid provoking him. So that was interesting to think about. The fights were incredible. Like, I really had no complaints. I mean, that's what kind of I wanted. I just wanted to, like, have, like, 2 hours of escape and see cool monsters beating up each other, and it had that aspect. And Godzilla was taking Thanos's advice. He was going for the head, and Godzilla was like, woo, ducking left and right. So it was like, there was aspects that were pretty cool. The visuals, I thought the visuals were really beautiful. I have to credit them, like, they actually do a good job with that. I don't know this director, I actually don't really, I saw his name, but I'm not, like, a director person, but, he kind of, like, added, like, a little bit of, like, more of a science fiction-y feel to it, and, like, my husband, he was like, it's almost like they kind of pulled some aspects of Tron, and they also pulled some aspects of, like, Pacific Rim. Like, I feel like the bright colors and the neon, I mean, is Hong Kong really that neon-y? I don't know anything really about Hong Kong, like, how it's lit up, but it's like Pacific Rim, it's like that, and then maybe it is. I don't know. Let me know. Have you ever been to Hong Kong? Is it really that bright? I thought it was really cool. Like, a lot of the fight scenes, I really was like, that's really pretty, or that's really awesome, or like, damn. So I mean, I have no complaints about the fight scenes. I really have no complaints on this film. I mean, there are some parts of the film where I think they just hope that the watcher just believes that this is plausible. You know, like the Hollow Earth theory and stuff like that. You just have to, it's make-believe, it's giant monsters, like, it doesn't all have to make scientific sense. So yeah. Kaiju designs. I mean, so, like, I'm not gonna really go over, like, the designs of, like, Godzilla or Kong, but I really do, like, I've already mentioned, I really do like how expressive Kong is. I like the fact that they didn't make, like, the kids' relationship with Kong into, like, something that's, like, telepathic. They actually made it a little bit more, I don't know, to me, plausible, like, with the sign language. So I really dig that. But with, like, the designs, like the those creatures in the cave, like the throne room and the Hollow Earth, they look like really, like pigeon bats. Like they were really ugly. I mean, it's like they told the artist, make really ugly pigeon bats. Like, and they were like, okay, we'll make ugly pigeon. They were hideous. But then there was also like some like the creature that attacked them, the flying creature. I don't know what they were called. I think they were actually in the comic books. Those are really cool. I really like, because if they are the creature in the comic books, they look really awesome like in the movie. And there was like that one creature that like eats like the other creature, and I'm like, I forgot what they call it. I can never pronounce it. But anyways, I know. I'm sorry. I forgot what it's pronounced. It starts with the A, and anyways, like I was like, maybe it's a throwback to that. I don't know. Like maybe that was an Easter egg. Who knows? But I really enjoyed the kaiju designs. I think that, oh, let's talk about Mecha. Even though Mecha Godzilla is not really a kaiju. I never have really liked the mecha plot lines. They're not really for me. I understand that there's a huge market for that because a lot of people love mecha stuff. Not that I don't like it, I just am not like into it. I like the more organicness of the monsters. The design was, I don't know, like it felt like disjointed a little bit, but I mean, it is what it is. Like I wasn't really that crazy for Mechagodzilla's design. But yeah, so the people in the movie, like I felt like were okay. Like the little girl I think was adorable. She was so cute. And I'm glad that they didn't like overdo like the relationship. I felt like the people in the story were okay. Like I don't think that they did anything too crazy. I felt like I felt like with each Monsterverse movie, they've kind of muted the annoyingness of the characters, except for like the podcast dude. He was a little extra, but I think that they did an okay job with him. Like I think if he had been a little bit too, like, I don't know. I think that he was there for comedic relief, of course, but I think he didn't get on my nerves, but he had potential to get on my nerves. Like if they had him like one more sentence, I think I would have been done with his character. But also, if Apex is such a high security cyber, like, I don't know, not if cyber, like robotic, why do they not have better security? Like they were wandering all over that, like the destroyed plant, and they were wandering all over the Hong Kong plant before anybody, like, wouldn't there be cameras inside to make sure people, like that part, I was like, why aren't there more cameras? Oh, because we need them to actually, like, get on to the Skull Crusher ship to get to Hong Kong so the story can continue. But still, I was like, really? But anyways, yeah, so, I mean, the people were okay. I mean, I do feel like they were muted. I think you got to see more of Team Kong, and I felt like you cared a little bit more about Team Kong than Team Godzilla, like, because we've seen Godzilla a lot, and, you know, like, I think they also kind of stuck, that this is not Godzilla's normal, like, routine, that he is being provoked, and I think when you, like, I think the viewer knew that, maybe not so much the people in the movie, but we're like, okay, we get it. This is not really Godzilla's, you know, normal routine. So yeah, so, I don't know, I think that was, like, the weaker part of the movie. But anyways, I enjoyed the film. I actually signed up for HBO Max, like 10 minutes ago. Because I want to watch the movie again. Probably not tonight, but I'm going to probably have it on repeat tomorrow while I work, and just enjoy more kaiju action. I do plan on watching, the next movie of my kaiju reviews would be, Ibora, not Ebora, Ibora, it's like based off of shrimp, Ebi. Ebi is shrimp in Japanese, but I think it's like Ebiora? Anyways, whatever. That movie is my next Godzilla film. I'm trying to do them in chronological order, so if you really want to see what I think about the future but the past Godzilla films, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and join me for future videos. I am super excited. I'm curious to see how they are going to progress. I've actually kind of been out of the loop with the Monsterverse. I don't know if they're gonna bring more, like, continue. Maybe Toho hasn't given them the green light to continue. I don't know. I haven't researched it. If you know, please, like, let me know. Are they continuing this? Because the ending was very kind of, they ended it, but of course they have so much more potential, you know, to continue on. It's just probably what Toho will let them continue on with. But I'm looking forward to Shin Ultraman when it comes out. I forgot, does it come out in April? End of April, and whatever Toho decides to do. I really, really wish they would continue the Shin Godzilla storyline. I really, really enjoy Shin Godzilla. But anyways, guys, like and subscribe, join for future videos. I hope you have a wonderful week. Let me know what your feelings are with the movies, and I'll talk to you guys next time.